The first keynote would be delivered by Sanjoy Roy, VP Retail CX Gupshup, who would delve into the role of AI in retail. And a louder round of applause is what I'll take for him. Come on.
Good afternoon, Bangalore. You did a great job. All right. So yeah, I think the next 10-15 minutes I'll just share some of the learnings and insights that we or I have gathered over the last few years, having worked in AI in retail sector specifically, but I'm sure many of these are also applicable across industries and domains. So my name is Sanjay. I work in a company called Gupshup. We offer a conversational engagement platform. Essentially, again, it's a platform that is built for marketeers, built for scale. So marketeers all around the world, from big companies, small companies, medium companies, use the platform to send campaign messages on the messaging side, close to 10 billion messages a month. Typically 6 out of 10 chats are powered by the Gupshup platform. And we work with thousands of customers, right? Now, AI is one of the, I wouldn't say it's a buzzword anymore. Maybe it has been there for some time, but now it is kind of becoming mainstream. And my endeavor would be to probably share some of the key learnings, starting with a question which a CMO of a very large fashion brand had once asked. This was sometime in January, right after the ChatGPT release had happened. And he asked me the questions, Sanjay, I'm reading a lot of interesting facts about Gen AI, ChatGPT and all. Can it ever replace me or my team? Right, and I'm sure this question keeps coming to many of us, regardless of whether you're in marketing or finance or sales. But then what I told him is that, look, as a marketeer, what do you do for a living? We have coined the term called marketing, but at the core, you guys are in the business of building genuine relationships with customers, and that needs emotional intelligence. That needs complex thinking. AI probably will never be able to get there, right? I mean, it is at the end of the day, of course, a very powerful tool that was not available at the scale at which it is available to us now. But clearly it is not something that it can replace the function itself, right? But having said that, right, it is a tool that you cannot afford to ignore anymore. You cannot afford to sit, wait and watch. Let me see what my peers are doing. Let me see if it gives us the ROI. Then I will get started, because I'm sorry, this is moving at a pace which probably mankind has never seen. Right? So a quick glimpse of how long it took for OpenAI to get to 1 million users, 5 days. Right, and this was in November. By the time we were in February, that 1 million had already gone to 100 million, and it has not looked back ever since. Right, so it's clearly something that none of us in this room can afford to ignore or wait, etc. But then the question is, how did it even get there? Right, it didn't happen suddenly. One fine morning we woke up in December, ChatGPT came, and boom, we are here. No. This has been in the making for decades. So, at least 60, 70 years, multiple forces had been at play, but it was all happening under the surface, right? Building high powerful algorithms, having publicly available large data sets at population scale, the power of computing, which has grown, exponentially. All of this has been there. It has been brewing. But what brought the trigger point, what brought the trigger point is actually consumers, because the democratization of internet, we all carry smartphones, gadgets, which are all, it's making us connected 24/7. Consumers are powerful, and they are now demanding you as a business, and I am also part of the same cohort, right, that treat me as a king. You cannot just say that, no, I will not treat you as a king, because if you do that, then immediately what you are ending up doing is just take out the spaces in between. You are risking of losing the customer, right? Now, if this is the case, and I think there's So, what are the trends? What is it that is leading, this sort of a paradigm shift in consumer preferences? One is internet plus device. If we are connected, we are demanding. Even my 82-year-old dad, he has started ordering medicines online, and just last week he switched between the apps. The reason being that one of them is giving same-day delivery, the other is not, and he is 82-year-old, right? And that's the demand that the customers have. Experience economy. Yesterday, me and my colleague Amit, who is also here, we were meeting the head of retail for a large, or not very large, but yeah, it's a challenger brand in the men's underwear category, right? And what this guy said is that, look, the product speaks for itself, right? We are challenging the best and the best brands which are already out there. We are just in business for last 5 years. The innovation in the technology, in the product, in the fabric, that is just sets us apart. But you know what? We started as online, but now we are forced to go into stores because it's the experience which matters, right? So it's no longer about the product, how great your or my product is. It's all about the experience which the customer wants. And lastly, it's about the emerging technologies. AI is leading from the front. I think there's some problem, sorry. Anyway, let me go ahead. All this is great, guys, right? But then it can also sound very overwhelming, and I empathize with many of you who are in the marketing field. You have been doing certain things in a certain way. We are all answerable to our managers, to our top management, to deliver, results, returns, etc. So here are basically, 4 themes that we see as probably top themes emerging, where you can, it's ready to be used. It will give you immediate returns, starting with, leveraging AI to build your first-party database. Right now, we all are accustomed to buying databases, and many a times it's probably not as effective as we think. Now, with the power of AI, many of our customers are actually leveraging through conversational ads, right? And we can speak more through the day, where your initial fear of building organically the database, which could have taken months, is now happening at maybe days or weeks. So we have customers all over the world who are seeing their organic growth in leads funnel, better qualified leads, maybe 3x, 5x more, at a very, very rapid pace. So that's one theme. The second is in terms of the customer journey itself. Now, if I break the customer journey again, there is a discovery phase, there is a purchase phase, there is a support phase. In all of them, AI can be embedded. People are already doing it, and and you will get immediate returns. We'll show a few of the use cases. Lastly, it is also about the user behavior and understanding the preferences of the customer. So one example again, from one of our fashion customers, she said that, before all of this came into being, our only option to learn customer behavior was doing surveys, number 1, or number 2, clickstream. So I know how many people came to my website, who all went to this page, how long he spent, where he dropped off. But now with AI, I know that added context of how many pregnant mothers came to my website, and what was the behavior of these pregnant mothers, which were the products where they spend more time, simply because, from a conversation, one-to-one experience standpoint, you have that context with you, right? And all of it getting delivered ultimately through messaging channels, right, which is, I'm sure all of us are having the channel right within our pockets right now. And getting all of this together in a more seamless way is probably what is driving this change. Come on. Yeah, so, now coming to the messaging part of it, again, I guess at very simplistic level, you guys will be able to relate to this. Go back 2 decades back, we saw this sort of a, phenomena on the web experiences side, right? Think of 1990s. Exactly the same thing is now happening. In between, there is one curve which I didn't put in, which was the mobile app curve. but exactly the same phenomena is again happening right in front of our eyes, which is all about conversational experiences. And this is being driven by whatever I spoke so far. Scale, population scale has messaging apps. You can reach my 82-year-old dad, right, in a far, far easy way, just by sending a WhatsApp message. Imagine, asking him to get to download your app or go to your website to figure out that, hey, you are doing the same day delivery, right? And this phenomena of conversational experiences that you see, it is largely driven by emerging markets. We are all in India. So in emerging markets, we just leapfrogged, right? So in the traditional Western world, it has been store, then phone or email, then website, then mobile app. What happened in India? We straight away moved to mobile, right, with internet connectivity, and then you have messaging apps available, right? So tier 2, tier 3 cities, all of them are now easily accessible to all of us, as long as we understand how to use this technology, right? Which is, again, something new. Come on. This I covered. This much I remembered, so from memory, but I don't remember what was the next slide. So maybe you can go, not from on full screen basis. I think it's still visible to everyone if you go offline. And then I can just say next, 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 if that helps. Yeah, just go back to the previous slide. Yeah, this is probably a lot easier. Some statistics for you guys. Some of it you might be knowing, some of it might be new for you, but this is all meant to make sure that we all wake up to the opportunity that is ahead of us. First of all, you guys are marketeers, you care about open rate and click-through rate. Staggering numbers, guys, the first one, right? So email, which is what, is the traditional way so far, 22% versus 98% open rate. If you pick the right messaging channel, and this will vary by the geography, by the country that you operate in. In India, it is clearly WhatsApp, fabulous job done by Meta. The second is, again, it's coming from a Meta survey, where 78% of customers, or close to 80%, says that they would prefer businesses interacting with them over messaging. And lastly, from Juniper research, which says conversational commerce, $290 billion. Next slide. Then comes the channels, because that is great. That's a great opportunity. How do you leverage? You have to choose the right channels, right? And this is again a global phenomena, right? By different countries, you will have different channels appear, but clearly in India, it is by far WhatsApp is the number one, and same for some of the other countries we see, like Brazil, in LATAM, Southeast Asia, some countries, etc. Yeah, next slide. While all of this is great, this is new for you guys, right? So I would strongly recommend all of you to also look for working with someone who can handhold you through this process, because whatever you are used to working with, that same philosophies will not apply here. So I keep telling customers that it's a great tool, technology, to have, but then don't misuse it. Use it responsibly. You do not want to have let's say another spam inbox lookalike in WhatsApp, right? Because that is what probably has happened to Gmail today, right? From purely from that angle standpoint, there are certain best practices. There is some unlearning and relearning for some of you to be to do. I compare it to the analogy of having a sniper versus a machine gun, right? I mean, one is to spray bullets. Okay, I have a new tool, messaging campaigns with AI. Let me spray it and see where it hits. The other is, have very targeted approach towards your marketing campaigns, which is the sniper version. And messaging channel is all for that, right? So again, as a partner, Gupshup, a little bit about what we offer across the funnel: marketing, commerce, support, right? We help customers navigate through this maze. Some of the key use cases on the marketing side is lead generation, I spoke of. promotional campaigns, even loyalty, driving loyalty with your customers using this. On the commerce side, it's about onboarding, registration. It's about catalog browsing. It's a new digital storefront you can put up in the messaging channels. And finally, on the support side, be it about far better collaboration with field agents, with agents who are in the call center, as well as chatbot-based support. Gen AI, new tool, it's a buzzword, not many people understand it. We ourselves, being in the technology forefront, are kind of trying to keep pace with the advancements. From your standpoint, if you have to use it, one word of caution, it is not a plug and play technology. You cannot just take the available options or models and say, hey, make it work in my business. No, it needs far more contextualization, and that's what, again, as Gupshup, what we do is, having been working with some of the leading industry groups, we have taken the base models, right? We have applied domain data, our own proprietary data, and launched ACE LLM, which is very vertical focused for retail, for banking, and that helps in generating faster ROI. Yeah. Now, lastly, I'll end with a few success stories. Again, some of the experiences we have seen customers. Maggie is an example of lead generation through conversational ads. This was during Ramadan time, and they saw maybe a 3x, 4x jump in their organic data, right, in terms of first-party database, which again means they can do a far better job out of retargeting, right? Next slide. You can keep going. I think these are, yeah, this is Chayos in India, right, and you can maybe go to the next one. Chayos is all about product discovery, and I spoke about the customer life cycle, using AI. So in Chayos' case, it was about, gauging the mood of the user, and then let AI suggest which tea among the catalog would be best suited for them, right? MR in Dubai, which is all about tourist booking. So, or booking tickets for, let's say, Burj Khalifa or some of the entertainment rides that you have. Again, available on messaging, powered by AI, very personalized. You exactly know, this is a tourist coming from this country, and accordingly you can send a campaign, send those offers, and have him, book right then and there at the airport itself. Next slide. Spencer's Retail, this is a grocery brand. Maybe some of you are familiar. Millions of SKUs, right? Grocery stuff, complex. But then they have made it easy using messaging channel WhatsApp, where if you click on the next one, you will see the screen rolling. The entire catalog is now available on the mobile app of the user on messaging channel itself. And lastly, Woolford is one of the customers I referred to at the beginning, right? It's a very premium women bodywear brand in Europe, right? And what they have done is, they have not only had the channels strategy right, it's also about getting the human and AI work in tandem. So think of your agents, right, getting the suggestive responses automatically as and when a customer is asking the questions, right? Available 24/7, multiple languages, all available at the fingertips of the marketeers. And I think some of the outcomes that you see out here, these are real life cases. So again, I will probably end the note saying that it's not the time to sit back and still wait for your peers to go ahead of you, because once they go ahead, probably not be able to, it will be very hard to catch up, right? The great outcomes, basically on the conversion side, 2x, 3x higher outcomes. For Tata Click, for example, they did this campaign, right, and they got more than 500,000 in just 1 month. It was a pilot. 500,000 additional revenue attributed to the AI-based campaign that they did, right? So we are talking real numbers out here. And yeah, I mean, finally, let's say Gupshup. So thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, Sanjoy, for that very, very triggering conversation. And I'm sure all of you have a sense of how powerful AI can be. And it can be an ally, not really an enemy.